Well, WWE has done something I've wanted for a long time. Getting into this year's Hall of Fame, they're finally putting in Hall of Fame matches, and I feel like there is so many matches throughout the history of WWE. There's been so many matches throughout the years, and here I have 10 matches that I believe should be in the Hall of Fame from decades ago, from a couple years ago, from now, all over the timeline and history of WWE. And this may be a very weird list, but I wanted to get a match from everywhere in every type era or history making point. Before we get into that, remember to hit the like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. We're trying to reach our way up to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into matches I think deserve to be in WWE's Hall of Fame. The WrestleMania 35 main event of Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. And to me, this match just has so much history. Even as you can say maybe how Charlotte Flair got in the match wasn't the greatest, how the match was, and the little issue at the ending with the pin, it's whatever. But this match was a history-making moment that really cemented history for women's wrestling. With, first of all, women getting the main event in the WrestleMania for the very first time. Then also, too, Becky Lynch as peak of her popularity, getting Becky two belts, the man being on the top of the company, being technically one of the, maybe the only woman has been the face of WWE of women's wrestling and probably even men's wrestling. Women's matches has so much history and so much importance to wrestling. I feel like it deserves a Hall of Fame spot no matter how you thought of the match. I feel like it really deserves it. It's a history making moment and really left a lot for women's wrestling. It's Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair in the main event of WrestleMania 37. Just like the match previously, this match right here, two black women getting to main event. First of all, Sasha finally getting her main event, Bianca getting a main event. It's a great moment and a very, very great match between both women. Even if the story wasn't the best, just the moment and the history making moment that match was just so amazing. Both women left it out there. It was the start of the rise of Bianca Belair and the greatness of Sasha Banks. So it was just all colliding together in this WrestleMania 37 main event. It's just another continuation, another standpoint of improving women's wrestling. Two great women's wrestlers of Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair getting to be that main event was just so great. That is Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero at Halloween Havoc. To me, this is just a match that still holds up to the time. This match is just so freaking good. This match was just so great from the feud itself, and also to knowing about the whole ending of them fighting for trying to get the thing changed to have Rey keep his mask, which I think was the right thing to do. And just every single time you look back at this match, you can always learn something new because it's just two great men of Rey and Eddie who have amazing chemistry, who put on a clinic, this match is just so freaking good. They are just so well. The storytelling and ring work just both collided just so well in this match. And I know WCW has a lot of great matches, but this is one of the matches that stayed as always will be one of the best. It was an amazing match between two men, and personally one of my favorite matches between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. Pete Dunne versus Walter at NXT TakeOver New York. And to me, the reason why I put this match here, because first of all, it's in my top 10 favorite matches of all time. And this match has so much importance in this history of wrestling in the WWE. First, you have a long UK title reigns, dominant title reigns of Pete Dunne. Then you have Walter coming in, beating Pete Dunne for that championship, and then beating his longest reigning championship record and becoming the longest reigning UK championship record, and all the things Gunther went on to go do. But then also to the match overall, which is a hard-hitting technical masterpiece. This match is just so much fun, so great. It's just two of the best wrestlers out there, and this match was just amazing and great chemistry between Pete Dunne and Walter. I think it definitely deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame for how great it was and the importance of the match. Bayley versus Sasha Banks, NXT Brooklyn. And this match, first off, is my favorite women's match of all time, and is probably one of the best women's matches that WWE has ever produced in history. And this match is literally one of the reasons why so many women to this day, that match is the reason why they are wrestlers today, or they're fans of it, like Indy Hartwell. So it's the history making moment to look at women's wrestlers different, to showcase women can be on par with, women can outdo them, and women can put on banger and classics of matches. In this match right here, Sasha Banks and Bayley would put on a 5-star classic in this match, and this is one of the most important matches that deserves to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. And yeah, this may be a bit soon. It might be a long time before we see this match in the Hall of Fame. It's just a 2-year long story. Yeah, there was some bumpy roads and all this weird booking decisions here and there, but overall you saw the journey of a babyface Cody Rhodes getting screwed out of WrestleMania 39, going into WrestleMania 40. Then Roman Reigns and says Cody Rhodes putting on a good match. Those two can really go together in the ring. And then all leading into the last 5 minutes of the match. And you got Jimmy and Jay taking each other off into a spear into a table. We get all these callbacks, you get John Cena, you get Solo coming out, you got John Cena, you got The Rock and John Cena staring off again. Then you end up having Seth Rollins coming on, the Shield music and the Shield getting for a minute, and then having The Undertaker come out and then taking out The Rock, and then having the history-making moment that applies into so much history in the past between Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has a chance to hit the chair on Cody Rhodes to retain his title, but instead, because of his emotions and hatred of Seth Rollins and their history with the Shield, he hits Seth Rollins with the chair. And Cody Rhodes get to take advantage and hit 3 crossroads. Cody Rhodes ended up becoming WWE Undisputed Champion, finishing his story. Just all of that too, and then everyone coming out the end to celebrate with his parents, all the wrestlers, Triple H. It was just all a magical moment. It truly is one of the greatest or one of the best WrestleMania matches or main events of all freaking time. And I've watched this match so many times because it's just so freaking good. And then we get to that is Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole NXT 2 out of 3 falls match. This match was amazing. Probably the 2 biggest stars in NXT. Probably one of the best NXT Black and Gold matches that they have ever made, or WWE matches they have ever made. This match was just truly amazing. This is where the historic moment of the Rebel Heart became the NXT champion. This match within the storytelling, wrestling, and just the 2 out of 3 falls added so much more to it. And just truly everything about this match between Johnny and Adam was just truly amazing. It's probably still to this day one of the best NXT matches ever, and it truly deserves a Hall of Fame spot. So Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25, and this is arguably one of the best WrestleMania matches of all freaking time. Just from the light and the dark aspect of the match, from the in-ring work and the whole feud and storytelling in the match, absolutely amazing. These 2 men really put it all out on the line. That leads into next year's WrestleMania with even another great match. And this match was just truly a clinic of wrestling. This of great storytelling that led into years after this to showcase how good this is. Every single year and years that go by, it will always stand by one of the greatest matches of all time, or one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Because Shawn Michaels vs Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 was truly freaking amazing. That is Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell. And this match already speaks all for itself. It's a history-making moment of a match. First of all, a good match. Crazy moments of Mankind top of the cell, them brawling on top of the cell, Undertaker throwing Mankind off the cell, and then all of a sudden Mankind, and while he's being stretched out, coming back, climbing on top of the cell, and knowing about the facts of like the cage was like super loose and like it was constantly like falling apart, and them trying to do a choke slam, and Mankind falls through the cage into the ring. The thumbtack, just everything about that match was just crazy and left you speechless. But it's like a history-making moment of a match that lives every single time in history. Is one of the most talked about matches in history, and it truly deserves to be a Hall of Fame worthy match. It's so crazy to this day that Mick Foley, the Mankind, is still able to talk about it and is alive to this day to talk about this match, because truly that was something that was completely crazy for what they did in that Hell in a Cell. That is CM Punk versus John Cena, Money in the Bank Chicago 2011. This match is probably something that you cannot recreate in the moment. Something that everything just fell in line for this match. Arguably one of my favorite matches. Arguably could say one of John Cena's best matches. Just a story. John Cena going to be fired if he doesn't beat CM Punk for the championship. CM Punk winning the belt in his hometown, basically signing the contract that day that he's staying with WWE, and just everything falls in line, and then you try to have the cash in, and whatever. Alberto Del Rio, then you have CM Punk kissing the Vince McMahon. Just that crowd and just that moment in that match. Arguably a good match between John Cena and Cena. Everything about this match was just, everything fell into place. Everything was just great. This all was just organically great. You could not feel like you could not recreate this moment at all. And it's probably one of the biggest history moments in professional wrestling, and it most iconic moment between CM Punk and John Cena. To me, is truly one of the matches, one of the top matches I think that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. No matter what, this match was truly a history-making moment in history of wrestling. So I think this John Cena versus CM Punk 100% deserves to be in the Hall of Fame one day. This match is truly a great match in a history-making match between CM Punk and John Cena at Money in the Bank. But these are all my matches, random matches that I've picked that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, because there's been so many matches throughout the history of WWE that would deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. But let me know down in the comments, what matches would you want to see in the Hall of Fame? Let me know down in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe button, hit the notification bell because it helps out the channel. We only have to wait and see what other matches in the future will WWE add in the Hall of Fame. That's all for me. See you on the next one. Goodbye.